Delighted to welcome up my good friend Nick Cooney, the Director of Education for Mercy for Animals. He's the author of Change in Heart, what psychology can teach us about spreading social change, and Veganomics, a surprising science on what motivates vegetarians. He's lectured across the US and Europe on effective animal advocacy. His work for farmed animals has been featured by hundreds of media outlets, and of course he's the founder also of the Humane League. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Cooney.
So we're each supposed to take 2 minutes to say something very inspiring and exciting. So I can do that in about 5 seconds. We're almost done. You're almost free to go. But before that, I'm going to do 2 minutes and then be out. So if you'll bear with me, can everybody just close their eyes for just a few seconds? All right, so close your eyes and imagine that you haven't been born yet. You're kind of floating out there in space somewhere, wherever you were before you were born. You're going to be born on this planet, but you don't know what species you're going to be. There's tens of millions of species you could possibly be. You don't know what time you're going to be born in. It could be now, it could be back in the Renaissance, it could be back with the dinosaurs. And you don't know where on the earth you could be born. It could be the Cape of Africa, it could be Italy, it could be the United States. So you have so many options for who you could be, when you could be, where you could be. Okay, so let's all open our eyes again. Obviously we're here today, 2014, in the United States. We are all human beings, except for 1 or 2 of you barking out there. So we are lucky enough to be living in an age where there's so much wealth and prosperity and security, where we don't have to worry about facing, most of us, don't have to worry about facing the terrors and the suffering that we know so many animals face. So we're very lucky. But we're also lucky for another reason. If we were born in any other time, if we were born or if we lived in any other country, and most importantly, if we were any one of those other tens of millions of species that we could have been, we would not have had nearly the same amount of power that each and every one of us has to reduce the amount of suffering in this world, to make the changes that we all know need to be made. So we have an incredible amount of power. We are incredibly lucky to be born at a time and a place and in a body and with a life where we can do so much good, help so many animals, spare so many lives, reduce so much suffering. And of course, with that great power comes great responsibility. So thank you all so much for coming out tonight to be a voice for animals. Thank you for working year-round to be a voice for animals. I work with Mercy for Animals. Is everyone here familiar with the work that Mercy for Animals does? Well, for those of you who aren't familiar with us, we have a table out in the lobby. We would love for you to come and chat with us, to work with us, to create a more compassionate world for farm animals. Thank you for all you're doing, and have a great weekend.